All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stage 5, Rolling with ENVE, the Z Racing Series. Now, this is our final stage of the series, and today I'm not riding in my normal group with about 50 to 60 riders. Today we have 19 good-looking riders, and we are currently in Discord with one of our new teammates on the B Development Squad Z-Sun Spuds, and that's going to be Will. Will and I have raced together a few times in the Zwift Racing League in the past, and now, yet again, we're on the same team, and today, I don't know if we're teammates or if we're rivals, but we're on Discord, hanging out together, and it was very nice to talk to someone during this race. It's something I typically don't do unless it's the Zwift Racing League, but it was enjoyable. We were laughing and making some jokes while we were racing, so it felt very good to me. Now, this beginning of this race is quite easy. It's quite flat, and then it says it's the triple twists. I don't know why it's the triple twists, but either way, we have two KOMs. We have the first one, which is the reverse Jarvis KOM, I believe. I'm not completely sure about that, but we have the feather power up for that, so we're not gonna use it during the sprint here. We're actually going to just keep it and use it where you're going to use your featherweight power up if you get one during the Zwift Racing League. Check out that recon. Also, hit the subscribe button, guys. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers, and we are 18 days away from my birthday, and I would love to hit that milestone by then. Anyways, thank you for watching, and we are going to continue into this video on to the Zwift KOM, or excuse me, that'll be the next KOM that we do is the reverse Zwift KOM. Now, I originally was going to not push the pace on the KOM. I see some people pushing the pace early on the front, and I go, okay, maybe we break this group up. And I kind of laugh to Will, say, if he wants to push the pace, I'm going to push the pace. So I get into an aero position because, getting into an aero position is the best thing you can do on Zwift. And then I really start ramping up the power during this climb. And watching it back is just kind of funny how I disregard any of the rest of the race. I just want to increase the pace as much as possible. And I get a little bit of a gap here. It goes from 3 seconds and it's down to 0 now, and everyone's going to catch me on this descent as we pass the cafe. But this is kind of what I'm expecting I'm going to need to do if I want to get a fast time, because I am currently 191st in the general classification for the B riders, with a bunch of the faster and slower riders riding their 5th race already on October 1st or into September. So doing this Thursday with a small group, I'm hoping that I'm able to at least keep a decent spot on the general classification, and maybe I can, break away or podium even this race. I haven't had a podium or a race win in so long. And now one of the guys was falling off of the back who finally caught back up. Will and I were kind of joking about how he's using all of his matches to get back into the group, and I decide why not push the pace and make his life more miserable. So that's what I do. I just push the pace a little bit and hoping I could maybe drop him, but it didn't seem to work. He ended up catching right back up, and there are 17 out of 19 riders still with this peloton. So no breakaway, no anything really. That climb, that effort was useless. Shouldn't have done it. Now I've just burnt a few matches into this race just cause I'm a bad racer. But anyways, we're going to be going into the S's, and this is actually the exact start of the route basically for the Zwift Racing League this week, which you should go check out that recon if you haven't already and you're doing the Zwift Racing League. But either way, into this race, 12 kilometers in, and we've only really had that one effort, and that is it. We are going to try to draft as much as possible and use as little watts as possible. And on this climb, I decide I'm not going to go and push the pace, and I see people start going off the front, and I'm joking to Will that, of course, the one hill that I end up not pushing, I'm going to get pushed out the back. But anyways, on to the next KOM. It's, I believe, the Zwift reverse KOM. It's not the steep side of the Zwift KOM, which I, again, don't love because I like those steep climbs. I really feel comfortable being able to be on a 9-10% climb, getting out of the saddle and really pushing the pace. It's really enjoyable to me because I'm a psychopath. But either way, going up into this climb, we have the draft boost, which is not ideal for this climb. Personally, I really like having the featherweight power up, and I also wasn't sure where to drop this draft boost. I think I should have waited until that blue spot up partway through the climb. You can kind of use that up the next set of the climb where it's only like a 1 to 3%. I end up using it at the heaviest part here, where you should be dropping your feather the second that hits 6%. You get the most out of your featherweight power up, and you're able to kind of use it towards where it gets a little flatter on the climb. Now, either way, we continue pushing the pace here on the KOM, and it's honestly been a boring race. There's been 2 big efforts against there, but the group is still all together. We have 16 to 17 riders, and Will is still with us, of course, as we are still in Discord, hanging out, talking. And I've decided that I'm going to push the pace the second I see the top of the KOM. I'm going to see what power I can put down and really surprise some folks here. And that's exactly what I do right now, pushing the pace, getting a sprint on. And I get a few seconds on the group, about 3 seconds to some. But I see some big watts coming out of some riders just to stick with us. And I end up dropping my watts, letting everyone, flow back. But, that's my plan. That's what I want to do. I want to cause chaos and also push the pace a little bit here because I'm all about pace right now. I'm trying to get high up on this general classification, but a big little whoopsie moment comes right here on the camera. If you're watching me bike, I'm going to knock down my other water bottle and it's under my pedal. So I have to unclip and kick it out of there because I don't want to climb and accidentally just snap my leg in half. That would be less than ideal. But either way, we get pushed to the back of the peloton because of that, and then have to put in a little bit of an effort where we end up dropping some people somehow, some way. That was where we dropped people. Now with 3 kilometers left, we have the featherweight power up, which is not ideal. We know that this is going to come down to a sprint, and we need to hopefully get the draft boost. And we remember that there is a banner in the middle of the volcano. So I get to use my featherweight power up here. And honestly, there could have been a chance if I put in a hard sprint to really push the pace here, get a breakaway, or just demolish myself like I have in every other Z Racing race this series. So I do tell Will, he thought that I was going to break off because I've got a habit of doing that. And I was like, no, I'm going to go for a traditional sprint. I now have the draft boost. I'm going to see what I can do here with 1.2 kilometers. I've kept it pretty light. My heart rate is kind of low for the ending of the race. I've done a lot of zone 2, zone 3. I've been drafting well other than those 2 KOMs. So coming up to the finish, I decide, well, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've done this finish a few times, and it typically is very fast, and it starts early. So around 550 meters from the finish line, I drop my draft boost and I get up out of the saddle. I want to be drafting these riders in front of me, and the second they go, I want to be able to push down that power. Now I push up to 500 watts, not a sprint yet, not a sprint. I gotta wait for those yellow numbers, those orange numbers on the right, and I see them right before the sprint. So I drop my watts, and Will shoots out of a cannon right past us, and everyone is right around towards the end. It's a photo finish. Will is going to be winning this race, but your boy Jay Rice is going to be hitting his first podium of the series. A solid third place in the Zwift anniversary jersey. What can I say? I'm back, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, going on into the leaderboard, like we said, we are already 191st in the B category in the world, and now we have a podium to add up alongside the number. Now we end up being about 3 minutes slower than some of the fastest times on this course, so I do expect myself to kind of drop in the leaderboard in that regard, but overall it was a great day, a great race. Congratulations to Will for winning this one, and I am psyched for a podium finish. Top 3, we'll take those every day of the week.